Tonight, we're going to find out the truth about a lot of the fitness myths out there, so get ready. Despite what that late night infomercial says, you cannot target specific areas of fat. Spot reduction is not a thing. You just have to focus on losing overall body fat and you'll lose it from the area which you want. Most times guys are asking about their stomach, girls are asking about their butt and thighs. That's just because hormonally, those are the last places you lose body fat from. So in order to lose it from those areas, focus on cardio and nutrition to lose the weight. Fasted cardio versus fed state cardio. Let's just say for simple sake, you're eating 2,000 calories and you burn 200 calories in your cardio workout. Now, whether you do this fasted or fed, at the end of the day, you've burnt the same amount of calories during cardio and consume the same amount of calories with food. So the net result of fat loss will be the same over a 24-hour period. The one variable you might want to take into account is that if you perform cardio in a fed state, you may perform better, therefore burning more calories, which will then mean that fed state cardio, you will overall burn more fat. It's not just about the amount of fat you burn in that cardio session, but the amount of fat you burn in a whole 24-hour period. Big picture, people. Our liver's job is to detoxify and cleanse our body. You do not need to buy a cleanse to do this. That's what the organ does. Carbohydrates releasing insulin is not a terrible thing. It's not going to ruin your results and make you fat. Insulin gets a terrible rap. It's a storage hormone. It doesn't make you fat. Its goal is to store the nutrients which you consume from food in your body. So obviously when you eat carbohydrates, insulin spikes because you now need to store these carbohydrates within your muscle cell for energy. It also helps take proteins, which are building blocks for muscle tissues, to the cell in order to use them to build and repair muscles. It gets a bad rap because yes, insulin will store fat if you're consuming too many calories. The hormone itself is not a bad thing. Consuming too many calories are. You must address the bigger picture. Meal frequency and the idea of eating 6 to 8 smaller meals to spike your metabolism to help with burning fat is completely false. It's all about the total amount of calories in which you consume. So again, let's say you consume 2,000 calories within a day. If you split that up over to 8 small meals or 3 large meals, you're either going to have 6 small spikes throughout the day or 3 larger spikes. But what matters is the total area under those curves. And those spikes in metabolism are directly proportional to calories. So if you're consuming the same amount of calories within a day, it doesn't matter if you spread it out over 2 or 20 meals, you're going to have the same effect on your metabolism, just either lots of small spikes or 2 larger spikes throughout a day. If you don't eat every 3 hours, you're not going to go catabolic. If you don't eat all day, you're not going to go catabolic. Studies show that you don't actually start going into catabolism until 36 hours. So missing 1 or 2 meals is not going to ruin all your gains. There's this whole notion that goes around that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, which has been proven over and over in studies now that it's pretty much completely false. We as humans can store up to 1 kilo worth of glycogen within our body. That's 4,000 calories worth of energy ready to be used anytime we need it. You also have stores of body fat, which many of you are probably trying to lose. That itself is just excess energy. So the idea that you must eat breakfast to have energy to make it through your day or to fire up your metabolism is actually false. There's so many studies that actually prove that pushing breakfast back or skipping breakfast can be far more beneficial in weight loss. But at the end of the day, it comes into calories in, calories out over the course of 24 hours and personal preference. No one meal is more important than the other. The anabolic window is not a big deal. You're not going to miss out on all your gains if you don't consume food within 30 minutes after your workout. If you don't chug down a protein shake the second you finish your set, it's not a huge deal. The one time when the anabolic window or the timing after your workout really matters is if you're a 2-a-day competitive athlete and getting glucose into your muscle cells so you're ready for your second session in that day. Cheat days and cheat meals are often used as a way of a reward or a way to supposedly spike your metabolism to make the rest of your diet even more effective. The problem with this is most of the time people end up consuming more calories in their cheat meal or day than the deficit that they created over the course of the week. So let's say, for example, you do a normal diet and you're losing about 500 calorie deficit every single day. You do that for 6 days, that's 3,000 calories over the course of your 6 days of your diet. Now you have a cheat day on day 7. And most of the time, people, when you see, like to post of how epic their cheat day is and how much shitty food they can eat in that day. You can easily blow out those 3,000 calories of your deficit by going 3,000 calories over what you need that day. So you can destroy your whole 6 days of healthy eating, clean eating, or whatever by having this cheat day. Now, I find it funny that these same people that promote this clean eating, healthy eating, and then a cheat day somehow think that flexible dieting and fitting 1 or 2 pieces of chocolate into a day is somehow bad or encouraging bad eating habits. I don't know about you, but eating healthy for 6 days, then binging for a day, in comparison to learning to control yourself and fit 1 or 2 slices of pizza into each day or a cookie or 2 here and there, within the rest of the day being healthy with flexible dieting, I think that, binging on one day is a much bigger and unhealthier relationship with food than it is to learn how to enjoy foods in moderation. But that's just my 2 cents.